This is Dave at Dave's Auto. How are you?
Dave, I'm doing well. Didn't expect to hear from the man himself. Holy cow. How are you?
Well, I'm good. Well, I know people say that, but for crying out loud, I've been working here for 36 years. I talk to a lot of people.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you reaching out.
Well, what I found is you spent a lot of money to have a bunch of parts replaced over the last 2 years. And we're going on 3 years here. You've only driven the vehicle over the last 3 years right at 20,000 miles.
Yeah.
Now, I've got a tank full of DEF. I'm going to ask you some questions, and I need real accurate answers on it if I can get it from you. How long is this?
Sure.
How long have you been battling this? I guess we'll call it the next round of DEF codes.
So we have been battling DEF codes since about 3 months after we purchased the car.
And it looks to me like you're close to $10,000 in DEF situation. Is that about right?
That is very accurate. Yep.
Licking crap. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this last round of the DEF light, after you had it fixed, and I don't have the invoices in front of me, but I'm going off my head. It looked like you had it in the shop. Gosh, it's only been how many months ago for the same?
Last time they just cleared the code, so that would have been probably 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's right. So they just cleared the code, said to go drive it. What did your DEF? I've tested your DEF. Now, DEF fluid is the standard is it's got to be around 33% urea, and the rest of it deionized water. And your code that you get right now is the quality of your DEF fluid is saying it's not the quality. However, the sample that I just took, you are spot on for good fluid. So my question to you is, did you just fill that up? Did it run out? And then they tried to, have you run it low on fluid, and that's when the code came on or something?
All that fluid is coming directly from the dealership service center. It hasn't been low. I basically every month I'm adding in another like half gallon.
Okay.
To keep it from going low, because I think that was one of the first things that at least the dealership said is, it could have gotten really low and then it triggered it.
And I'm gonna confirm that, Craig, just so we're on the same page. When you get that really low and the concentration, or if the concentration gets off, the deionized water evaporates, turn into something really nasty looking. It looks like the salt flats. It looks like a bunch of salt crystals, and that just screws up everything. So I don't have any answers for you now. I was hoping that you were telling me you'd run it low or something like that, and you just filled it up. But okay, I wanted to go through some things. You've got a lot of codes in there, but they're secondary codes. The primary code is a P2BA9. So Paul 2 Bravo Alpha 9. What the truck is seeing is that the NOx, your nitrous oxide, what triggers that is the nitrous oxide is exceeding the limit, and that most likely is caused by the quality of your DEF fluid. Okay, but we now have eliminated that as the prime source of that. There's other things that can cause that, but the most likely one is crystallized DEF fluid, the injector not working right. But you've replaced this system twice in the last 20,000 miles, so we're just going to assume that's not a problem, and we got your injector to work. I can manually trigger that through the computer, and it works. Some of the other things, have you had? I'll have to check if your NOx sensor has failed. I'll have to see if that's working correctly.
We have not looked at the NOx sensor. I know the last time the dealer looked at it, they got a code and they said, you got to replace all the cats. And I said, well, I don't think that's really what's going to cause this.
You could have an SCR catalyst that's got a problem, but that's not as common, and they usually get contaminated. Now, this thing's not getting 10,000 miles a year on it.
Right. Because it's been sitting in the garage with this code.
Yeah.
You can't get to work. Yeah.
That's where diesels are not, especially with all these after treatments. They don't like that.
I've heard that.
Yeah,
I've learned that over this process.
Yeah.
It's honestly my wife's daily driver, just hauling kids around, and I'm learning and understanding that that's not what we want a diesel for.
No, exactly. A diesel, well, the diesel would just be fine and it would be lovely if it didn't have all that after treatment on it. But we need to check your NOx sensor because that's what's triggering it. The NOx is exceeding its limits, and that's what triggers this. Again, you don't have the likely cause because your fluid's in great shape. So, I don't know how else to fix cars. I'm not good at hunting with a shotgun. I like a rifle. So,
I like that.
what I'll do is I need to kind of talk to the technician. I need to go through your particular system, kind of look at, okay, in order to test this, what do we have to access, drop? I mean, it's different on every vehicle. And I want to be as accurate as we can with the additional diagnosis, the CAT scan, the blood work, so to speak. Remember this, an X-ray, a CAT scan, an MRI, it never fixed anything.